Perfect. All right, I'll begin. So, yes, if you were there on Wednesday, I do apologise. I was a last-minute change with Emma looking after you all. I was unfortunately in A&E with some kidney stones, so that randomly came out of the blue. But it wasn't a burst appendix, which that's always a good one, isn't it? You know, always dodging the burst appendix. So if I do collapse halfway through the session, okay, just someone give Nick or Junior a call and just slowly and carefully leave the meeting on your own will, all right? So we are here for Pilates Fusion or Fusion. If you've never come here before or done one of the classes with me, then firstly, thanks for stopping by. It's a good opportunity to do it now. What is this class about? Is it Pilates? Is it yoga? It isn't either. It's actually something about your joint health and your joint mobility. Mobility training is strength training, okay? And it's something that everyone should do, whether you're male or you're female, it doesn't matter. If you've got a heartbeat, you walk around on 2 legs, you don't even walk around on 2 legs, you walk around 2 arms, you should be able to do your mobility, and we need to try and readdress what our environment, our atmosphere is taking away from us. So we think if we live in a world where we're sat down over computers, you've heard it all before, we're trying to reverse the effects of what our atmosphere and our environment has done to us. Why is that important? Okay, well, ultimately, your joints are designed to move a certain way, and you'll be surprised as we go through some of the movements today how your joints don't operate and communicate in the way that you'd like them to. So we're trying to readdress that. See this as strength training, but it's also neural connection with your body. Okay, someone who's strong, someone who's control has basic signal and connection going to their joints, their toes, their fingers, any part of their body when they need it. Okay. Sometimes, again, we'll try and do something through a certain arm and our spine will start moving. So that shows that there's a bit of a loss of signal, a loss of connection. So that's my intent, is to try and get everyone to move, firstly, better, move more, move in a bigger range, but it's to try and dial in connection with your own body and to tune in what you have. Because ultimately, you only get one body, you've got to use it well. Okay, there's no point in just flogging it, just thinking about being fit, okay, cardiovascularly fit. We should be physically fit as well. All right, so without further ado, you don't need anything for this session. In future sessions, we may introduce some other props, but today all you need is your body, and you may need a mat or a carpet if you're on there. If you're doing this on concrete, good luck. All right, so your arms are going to be down by your side. You are going to go and shrug your shoulders up to your ears and slowly shrug your shoulders down. We're going to start with a bit of breath work to begin with. So chin is going to draw in towards your chest, okay? In towards your neck as if you were giving yourself a double chin. Crown of your head is going to reach up to the ceiling. You're going to wiggle your toes into the floor. You're going to really feel like you're pressing them down. And we're going to start to take a nice, slow, deep breath in through our nose. Hold the breath at the top and then exhale out through your nose for 5 seconds. 5 in, 5 seconds out. Now carry on doing this. Okay, you can shut your eyes if you need to, but I want you to really think about what you're doing with the air that you breathe in. 5 seconds is quite a long time when you do this. Okay, so your 5-second in breath, you're going to really start to feel a slight change on the internal part of our body as we get that 5-second count. And then we hold the breath for a second, and then it's 5 seconds exhaling out through your nose. Just try and feel like you're as still as you can be. Your body's nice and tall. You're being stretched on the inhale with your crown of your head reaching higher up to the ceiling. This time I want you to place your hands underneath the bony parts of your rib cage. Okay, so if your rib cage is here, okay, I'm going to try and place my hand underneath that point. I'm going to empty whatever I have left in my lungs. So, and I'm going to try and push my hands tight into my body. Okay, right on my squishy bits. Okay, this gets into. All right, I'm trying to get into my spine here. Then as I take my 5-second in breath, I want you to think about breathing into where you're feeling your hands pinching your body. So ultimately, the 5-second in breath should push your hands away from each other. So let's try that now. So 5 seconds in. Just starting to feel that you're breathing width into your waist. I know it's not the ultimate goal that we want to thicken and widen our waist, but from a breathing perspective and from a core stability perspective, that inhale can really protect our spine. We use all our deep muscles around supporting our spine and our pelvis to engage as we take our inhale in. So you should feel that widening position. Even if it's slight, a bit of a pushing into the inside of the hand is going to make a massive difference there. And again, every time you're breathing out, exhaust the 5 seconds, and you should start to feel, okay, the body shrink down towards the spine. So it's very focused on just sticking with your 5 seconds of breath. Okay, so arms going to drop down by your side again. Now we're going to do what we call our irradiation technique. So this is about tensing every muscle in your body, okay, up to 100%, and then taking it back down to 0. Now, I do warn you, if there is anyone who has any heart conditions or low or high blood pressure, just take it easy. Maybe go to 50, 60%. I don't need you collapsing on me whilst doing this, all right? So arms down by your side, push your feet into the floor. Every muscle in your body is going to start to squeeze. So think about squeezing your toes, your fists, your biceps, your backside, and we're going to squeeze about 10%, just about 10% effort. Keep your breathing quite shallow here. So think about 2 to 3 seconds in, 2 to 3 seconds out. Take it up to about 20% effort on squeezing. 30%. 40%. 50%. Think about a certain part of your body that you maybe haven't started squeezing. So backside, your thighs, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your fists. 70%. 80%. Squeezing that little bit more. The whole body should feel like it's trembling. Remember, we don't want to squeeze our face or above our shoulders, so keep that relaxed, but everything else below is squeezing. 90%. Okay, now if I was to look at the screen, I should see a lot of straining faces, a lot of trembling bodies. Okay, you can see in my body here that I'm tensing everything I possibly can. 100% effort. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep squeezing, and taking it down to 90% again. Down to 80, so don't just let go. 70. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. And 10. Very good. Well done. Excellent work. Give the arms a bit of a shake out. Nice work. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll. So we're going to work through our neck to begin with, and then we're going to look at some isometrics. You can do this standing up. I'm just going to drop down to my knees because I have a little bit more space above me in this room. So on here, arms are down by our side. We're going to go and pull our chin in towards our neck. So give yourself a double chin. All the way in. You're going to think about the crown of your head putting up towards the ceiling, the chin is in, and then the chin is going to drop down to the top of the chest. You're trying to elongate the back of your neck in this position. You're then going to slowly drag your chin along your left collarbone. Okay, so it's like you're trying to turn your chin to the left shoulder. Keep shrugging your shoulders down. Imagine there's a pen stuck in your mouth. You're going to drop your ear and your cheek behind your left shoulder. And then you're going to start to draw the line with the pen in your mouth on the ceiling as you bring your chin over towards your right shoulder. Slowly drop it down to the top of the right collarbone and slowly begin to drag it down along the right collarbone until you're back into the center. That's one. We're going to go out to the right side now. So slowly drag the chin along your right collarbone. Drop the ear back behind you. Pull the chin across. All the way back into the center and slowly roll the body or roll the head back up. We're now just going to do some extension flexion of the head. So look at something in front of you. Ultimately, it's going to be me. And I want you to try and feel that you're about to touch your nose, okay, on the screen. So again, face is going to push forwards. I apologise if my nose disappears out the screen. I've got a big old beak, so hopefully I'm still in focus. In and out. Try to push the face as far as you can forwards, and then trying to draw the chin back into the neck. So double chin, okay, and then that long neck. Just keep working back and forth as we do this. That's it. What we're trying to address here is the fact that most of us walk with our head in front of our center point of gravity. So that means that we end up doing a lot more heel striking to counterbalance the weight of our head. So we should be able to draw it back in. Again, your neck might not give you any discomfort at the moment, but over time, you look at as people get older, the head starts to come forward. So we can start to address that now by really training the muscles in the front of the neck to pull in. The next time the chin pulls in, hold. Keep your chin pulled in, keep your head pulled up towards the sky. And now you're going to go and place your right hand against your right temple. Right hand against your right temple. Okay, so the head doesn't turn into the hand, but the hand and the head start to push in towards each other. Again, we're going to irradiate up. So about 10% effort. Remember, I do not want, okay, your head to try and turn in here. I want you to try and keep your head still, and you're trying to push your hand to push your head that way, but your head is going to let you. So 10% effort. 20, 30, keep putting this chin in, 40, 50, hold it at 50, 5, 4, 3, 2, and easily and softly relax, okay, the head there. Let's take it to the other side. You all look like an online group doing the Macarena that's frozen. Very, very slick. Right, from here, push those hands into the forehead. I can't tell if you laughed at that joke, so it's like normal. No one normally does. So push the hand into that side of the head. Keep the chin drawing into the neck. 10%. So remember, your head is trying to stay exactly where it is. 20, 30, 40. Take it to 50. Don't let that head move. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good work. Excellent. Just ease it off. So you've applied a bit of tension. You've really woken up the muscles around the neck. So now we're going to readdress the circle. Okay, so I'm looking at this cervical spine. So from here, just drop down to my knee again. So this time I'm going to place my hands onto my chest. So my fingertips are kind of grabbing onto just below my collarbone, and I'm trying to pull down. So I'm trying to restrict the fascia, the tissue in the front of my neck. So as I do that, I'm going to pull my chin back into my neck again. I'm going to drop my chin to the top of the chest. I'm then going to slowly articulate the neck again. So I'm going to slowly bring my chin to my left shoulder. Okay, along that collarbone. Now really press down through your fingertips, fix the tissue, don't let it slide up. Close the mouth, imagine that pen is in the mouth and you're going to draw that circle. Keep pressing through your fingertips. You're going to feel that tightness in the front of your neck now. All the way across, take the chin to the right shoulder, touch the collarbone, slowly bring it back into the center. Relax your hands, because that can feel quite intense with the fingers. Slowly go down again, push down through those fingertips, taking the chin along to the right collarbone, drop the ear and the cheek back behind. Keep the mouth closed, pull down through those fingertips. Bring it all the way across. All the way back into the center and relax. Good job. So you would have felt the potential restriction in the front of the neck there as you went over with the chin. Good. So that's the neck sorted. Now I'm going to move down into your scapula, your big shoulder blades. Now these ones, again, we use them every day, but we use them poorly, because they're normally stuck in one position or another. So I'm going to really try and get you to connect with these two big bones in your upper back. So we're going to do this by squeezing our arms down by our side again. So lock out the elbow. I don't want to see soft elbows, open hands. We're going to try and irradiate the tension. From that position, I just want us to go and think about shrugging our shoulder blades up. So pinching them up as high as you can, as if you were trying to touch your shoulders onto your earlobes. So I often use the fused shoulders as earrings. Okay, I often say pull your shoulders down, but for this cue, I want to try and pull them up. You're going to make yourself look really attractive now, and I'm ready with the old screenshot. You're going to pull your chin into your neck. So to give yourself a double chin. Whose screen am I going to highlight for everyone to see? Chin pulls in. Good. You're then going to go and do the opposite with your shoulders. So you're now going to shrug them down away from your ears. And you start to really notice how much distance there is between your shoulders touching your ears and your shoulders pulling them down away from your ears. At this point, you're trying to think about touching your knuckles on the floor. So pushing down as hard as you can. Like you're carrying two really heavy kettlebells or dumbbells and they're pulling your arms down, but you're actively driving them towards the floor. So this time you're starting to use everything underneath the scapula, whereas when we were up, we're using everything above the scapula. So pulling down, good. Keep squeezing. Any of you have ever done any dips, very much that top feeling, all right? Arms are now going to go out in front of you. You're going to squeeze your fists again. We've got two more variations with the scapula in which you can travel. So you've got retraction, pinching together, which most people know and understand. And then you've got protraction, which is the one that gets a bit fiddly, a bit funny. So retraction, squeeze your fists. You're going to pinch your shoulder blades together. So imagine you had a 50-pound note in between your shoulder blades, pinch those shoulder blades together and squeeze them as hard as you can. Now, some of you will have gone into this arch position in your back, okay, which is no good. So I want you to soften your knees, squeeze your bum, keep your belly button drawn in, so you're gently posterior tucking your pelvis, and you're just working to pinch the shoulder blades. As we do this today, there's going to be a couple of movements where your spine and other parts of your body are going to try and do something as a result of you trying to get a position. And that's what we're trying to address. I need your shoulder blades to be able to do what they're meant to be doing, not your spine, okay, to be bending. So from that retraction, you're then going to do the opposite, which is going to feel like your arms are going to grow an extra couple of inches in length. You're now going to push your knuckles forwards, okay, so the arms have lengthened out, and now you're going to feel like the back is spread and as wide as it can be. So you're going to potentially feel this stretching around the outside of the shoulders. Keep squeezing the fists as hard as you can. Try not to let the hands come together. Try and just keep them still shoulder width apart. That's it, good. Push as hard as you can. This isn't light stuff, okay? I want you to really try and create as much strength as you can in your body, as much signal as you can. Another 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Relax those down. So most people, you should find that your arms actually get quite tired, okay, as you're holding them in each position. The reason why I've just done each position there is to now give you that experience and that feeling as we create the smooth circle as we do it. So everyone, since they've been kids, probably their PE teacher told them to do shoulder rolls, okay? That's the difference. That's a circle, okay? This is a controlled rotation, which is what we're trying to address. So arms are going to be down by your sides, okay? We're all going to do this together. We're going to move very slowly. We're going to shrug our shoulder blades up. We're going to pinch them together. We're going to keep them together and pull them down. We're going to keep them down. We're going to push them forwards. And we're going to pull them up with them forwards. So imagine you are on a roundabout, moving 1 mile an hour in traffic. You can't stop moving, okay? You can't speed up. You're trying to feel every position that you put the shoulder blade in. Again, the important thing to remember is that my spine shouldn't be arching, okay? And my head shouldn't be moving. Let's change direction. Now, some of you might be doing this thinking, I'm getting a few clicks and a few cracks, that's fine. As I always say, as long as the click doesn't happen and a sharp pain afterwards, you should be okay. Squeeze those fists. Do not let those elbows bend. Watch those elbows wanting to bend. Do not let them bend. So for you cyclists out there, a lot of the time you're spent hunched over those handlebars, looking up in this position. So your shoulder blades are always protracted and elevated. So this idea of retract and depress is going to be really important for you to address some sort of balance. Give those arms a bit of a shake out. Nice stuff. Good job. All right, so now we're going to move through our spine. So we're going to go nice and wide with our legs. If you've got enough space to do that. All right, so drive your feet into the floor. Your hands are going to go across your shoulders. The most important aspect for this, if you just all watch me first of all, is to not just try and roll down and let your hips travel back. I don't want your hips to move, okay? So I want you to try and just roll down through your upper part of your spine. So I'm bending from here and up. This stays clenched and tight the whole time. So it won't feel overly impressive. So I just want everyone to adopt that position. Chin into their neck and start to roll down without their backside pushing back. And just when you feel you can't go anymore, I just want you to hold that position. Okay, really drive your feet into the floor. Your shoulders are shrugging down away from your ears. Don't let the backside travel back. Camilla, watch those hips traveling back. That's it. There you go. So just feel like you're rolling down through here, not pushing the bum back behind you. Good. From that position, I now want us just to rotate to the left. So you're going to turn your chest to the left. Your hips shouldn't have moved an inch. Okay, so you're trying to keep your hips facing forwards. You're trying to rotate your upper body. See if you can pull yourself down a little bit deeper. Slowly rotate back into the center. And then rotate in the other direction. Really make sure that you are trying to squeeze as tight as you can. Again, like I've said, this is all strength training. You're trying to really mobilize your body. Shannon, bring yourself really up nice and tall. So this isn't a hinge. Come all the way up. All the way up. That's it. I just want you to round your upper back. That's it. So your hips don't travel anywhere. And just rotate again. A couple more times, left and right. Really slowly without the hips moving. So we're trying to block the lower spine and we're just trying to move through our thoracic spine. That's it. Maximum tension through your body. Great work, guys. And next time you come into the center, slowly bring yourself up to a nice tall position. Good job. Give the arms a bit of a shake out. Let's start to work now through our big shoulder rotations. So we get through all the rotations first, then all the fun, horrible stuff starts. So let's get through this as quickly as we can so we can maximize the time working on your hips and your weak points. So right hand is going to come forwards. Now I've dropped down onto my knee again just to give you a full view of what my hand does at the top. Okay, but you don't have to drop down onto your knee unless you really idolize me and you want to copy everything I do. So by all means, drop onto your knee if you want to. No one idolizes me. Great, thanks. All right, so palm is forwards. Squeeze your right backside muscle. Drive that knee forwards. Your right palm is forwards. Your right bicep is facing out. So you're trying to turn your bicep out. That is what I'm going to reference. Is your bicep turning out or your bicep turning in? That's what I want you to listen to when we do this. So left hand is going to push onto your abdomen. You're going to press your abdomen and your hand in towards each other to stop your body turning. You're then going to slowly bring your right arm up. Okay, imagine that your bicep is next to your ear currently. Remember what we said about turning the bicep in? So we're going to turn the bicep inwards, which should mean that your thumb now points towards me at the screen. Your little finger would be pointing back behind you. Keep thinking about that rotation that you've just created, and then as you start to reach the arm back, look at my bicep here. It's rotating, it's rotating, it's rotating, it's rotating all the way until when I get to the side of my body, my palm is now facing away from me and my bicep has turned in. Okay, we're then going to go the other direction. So now I'm going to start to push my arm back behind me. My palm, okay, is leading me here. My bicep is turned in currently. I've hit this position. I'm now going to turn my bicep out. Okay, my palm is now facing up, and I slowly bring my arm all the way back to the front. That's one. So I just want you to try and work through these slowly. Arm is coming up. When you feel the tension, turn the bicep in. Keep turning the bicep into the body. Bring the arm back behind you. Slowly send the arm back. Rotate the bicep away from you. Bring your body all the way to the front. Each movement should take you about 3 or 4 seconds in each direction. And imagine that you're moving through really thick water. Another way of making this more intense is to squeeze the fist of the arm that you're moving. The rotation is key here. Good. So remember that when you're starting, you're trying to keep your palm, again, bicep out as you go all the way back. You're then from here, rotating, bring all the way to the front. Let's just have a couple more goes with that shoulder. Just being aware that we don't want to rotate our body. Okay, we want to keep our body strong and square. Excellent work. Well done. Good. Let's have a go on the other side. Okay, so again, we then know potentially the joint and capacity of our shoulder. Now I can, and I will be a little bit more honest with you, okay, as we go to the other, as we go further into the session, okay, and actually block some of the capacity of what your joint can do here. So just for the moment, it's just about getting that experience of the arm moving across. So let's do the same thing again. Bicep turned out, palm facing forwards, right hand onto the abdomen, push the abdomen and the hand together. And now let's slowly begin, okay, to bring the arm up, bicep turns out, big strong rotation. Bring the arm all the way back to the hip. My palm is facing away from my thigh. I send my arm back behind me. I rotate my bicep back up to the ceiling, and I slowly bring my arm all the way back to the front. So exactly as we did on the other side. It's the rotation from here, not just from the hand. Up. Rotate. Bring it all the way around and back behind you. Send the arm back. Rotate. All the way to the front. I'll show you from this perspective as well, so you're getting a good visual. Up. Rotate. Big reach. All the way back behind. Send the arm back. Rotate the bicep away. All the way back to the front. And again, try and keep your body as square as you can. And keep going. Just do a couple more of these. Let's have a watch of some of you. That's it. Good work, guys. So things like rotator cuff training. You ever had a rotator cuff injury? Okay, this is going to involve the whole rotator cuff in your most human-like movement. Rather than just exhausting one movement pattern with a band, get the whole motion. 2 and 1. Relax. Very good. Well done. So let's now take ourselves down to the floor. To the floor. All right. Okay. So we find ourselves on the floor here. We're going to go and bring ourselves down into our bridge positions first. So I'm going to do a bridge first of all. Okay. You're then going to go and place your heels, okay, underneath your knees. Knees sitting above your heels and your arms are down by your sides. From this position, we are going to go and suck our belly button down. We're going to try and have our heels underneath our knees. And I want you to try and start thinking about moving your vertebrae one at a time, okay? Not all together in one go, up and down, okay? But trying to really articulate the spine. Think of your vertebrae as individual joints. So if you follow my cues here, we can work really slowly. Your heels are pushed into the floor, okay? You're going to go and work to try and imprint your lower spine. So by doing that, we're going to lift our pubic bone, our belt buckle. Belly button is going to draw down. Rib cage is going to draw itself down towards your belly button. And you're going to try and just lift your pubic bone and your belt buckle, just maybe half an inch. As a result of that, you should find your lower back is pressed into the floor. Your heels are going to press down. You're then going to just try and lift one vertebrae, okay, one part of the spine at a time, off the floor. going from the base of the spine, so where your tailbone was, really slowly, really softly, until you get all the way up onto the back of your shoulders. Now, when you're up on the back of your shoulders, what a lot of the time you can see is that people overextend, okay? So I've actually got no control on where my spine is. Whereas where I want you to be is to try and think about your rib cage drawing down, your pubic bone still lifting up, and then whilst you're at the top, I want you to drive your heels towards your shoulders. So push your heels into the floor and try and squeeze your heels into your shoulders as hard as you can for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that top position. You're now going to try and drop down one vertebrae at a time from the top part of your spine. So if you think about the space in between your shoulder blades, okay, if you don't know where your shoulder blades are, where were you about 10 minutes ago? We were moving. Drop in between the shoulder blades. So as if I was pushing my chest down. My pubic bone remains lifted. I then start to slowly drop one vertebrae at a time, all the way back into the floor. Nice work, very good. So very basic, okay, but very in tune position for your spine and the floor. Okay, we're just trying to really isolate that movement. From there, we're going to bring our right leg up into our tabletop position. The left leg has got an option to either go straight, okay, or to remain slightly bent. For a lot of you, if your lower back is a bit of a problem area, I would remain with your knees slightly bent. You can also push your hands just underneath your lower back here if you need that bit of support. But we're looking at hip rotations. This is where it gets a little bit interesting for some of you. Imagine, okay, that you've drawn an X on your thigh. Okay, so an X on your thigh. I'm going to show you from this perspective here. All right, so imagine you've drawn an X on your thigh, bit of skin for you here. That's it. And then you are going to go and rotate that X in that direction and then in that direction. You're just going to follow me first. We're going to rotate the X and this thigh bone, this big slab of meat, okay, to the outside. So what that means is that my foot and shin goes that way because I've rotated, okay, this bone. The whole time, the knee should be sitting above the joint of my hip. I want you to see how much you can rotate that thigh. Right knee still sat above the right hip. Go as hard and as far as you actively can. So this is the difference between flexibility and mobility. This is our mobility, our active functional range that we're trying to achieve. Flexibility is someone else grabbing this leg in, and you can see how far I can get my leg in towards my body. Whereas for me to do that on my own, I've still got a bit of work to do. Okay, we're going to go the other direction. Internal rotation, everyone's favorite. Bring the leg back in line. Your right hand just pushes down onto your right hip to stop it coming up. And then you're going to go and slowly push that foot out in the other direction. So again, my knee is still sitting above my hip, but I've rotated my thigh in the other direction. Now, some of you may be feeling a cramp. Okay, that's normal. That's normal. And some of you are grabbing exactly where you should be grabbing, that pocket line. Okay, again, if you're a cyclist, you're very linear in your motion. You're back and forth, one plane of motion. So we need rotation. We need lateral movements in our joints. Slowly go back into external rotation. So we're rotating the other way. We're still on the same leg. That's it. Again, really be honest with yourself. Is your right knee still stacked above your right hip? See if you can twist it a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Let's rotate back into internal. Keep your hips level. Avoid letting that right hip jump up. Come on, work hard. Work hard. Everyone's going to find it slightly challenging here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let that leg relax. Good stuff. So let's go on to the other side now. Let's go on to the other side. So we're going to bring our left leg up. Okay, exactly the same preference again. Okay, I'm going to show you from the other direction, so you can see it from a different perspective again. All right, so first things first, you're going to make sure that your left knee, okay, is directly on top of your left hip and backside. So it's a nice straight line. Your knee isn't out here, your knee isn't across here. From there, we're then going to go and slowly rotate externally. So the X on our thigh has traveled away. Again, you may find that your hips behave very differently. For example, my left hip is always my problem hip, so don't be worried, don't be disheartened. Okay, that's why you're here, is you want to make an improvement with your body. You want to build strength and resilience so you can do what you love to do for longer. You always listen to those people who are 80 years old and they run the marathon. You think, Christ, I wish I could do that. Well, do something like this and you've got more chance of doing it. Slowly bring the heel back into the center and then rotate internally. You just got to hang on in there. Be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Good. You might get a bit of trembling. Try not to make sure that left knee hasn't traveled anywhere. You're doing very well. I can't see too many facial expressions at the moment, but I'm sure that you're working very hard. You're then going to go in the other direction again, back into external. So this time that left leg has traveled back across the knee. Good job, guys. Last time internal in here. Pushing that foot out. Again, make sure that knee is still stacked above the hip. Come on, Nick Evans. Work that internal rotation. Come on, Camilla. Keep it going. Can we push a little bit more? If that's 100%, can we go to 102%? 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Good. Let those legs have a bit of a shake out. Excellent work. Right, we're going to stay on the floor. If anyone does have a tennis ball, then you're more than welcome to use a tennis ball here. If you've got an apple or an orange close by, you can use an orange or an apple. If you haven't got any of those things, don't worry about it either. Okay, you don't have to have them. Because I did say at the start there were no props, so it doesn't matter. If you've got them, great, but if you haven't, don't worry about it. Okay, so we're going to look at active hip flexion now. So I'm going to lay flat on my back still. Basically, the difference between me bringing my knee in towards my body on my own, that's my active range. My passive range is then me bringing my knee into my chest. Okay, so I haven't, okay, been able to get to that position with the use of the hip. Yes, I'm using the rest of my body, but I'm not using that joint, okay? Whereas we want to try and improve our active range. So I want everyone to have their right leg straight. Again, if you've got lower back issues, maybe softly bend the other knee, or have your hands or something underneath the lower back to support your lumbar. But again, don't just support it there and expect it's going to do everything. You're still going to keep your rib cage down, your belly button drawn down into the floor. So we're going to actively bring our left knee in towards our left shoulder. Left knee in towards our left shoulder. No hands at the moment. See how far you can pull that knee to try and touch your left shoulder. Now, as you're doing this, push your right heel, okay, if your leg is straight especially, in the other direction. Work hard. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your hands grab the knee, relax, and feel that knee sink in towards the chest. Okay, so now we're into our passive stretch. Okay. So we would have all probably experienced Okay, an inch or so of movement in towards our body when we grab the leg with our hands. Okay, and that's fine. But what I want to do now is, as we've captured this new passive range, how can I train my body to be strong in this range, which it has no experience in? So as I hold my knee in towards my chest, I'm going to try and keep this left foot flexed as well. I'm really working and clamping my leg in towards my body. I now want to think about pushing my leg straight. So as if my leg was trying to get out again, but my hands aren't going to let it. And similarly to what we did at the start, we're going to work up in effort levels. So 10%, 20%, 30%. So you're pushing your shin into your hands into your shin, 40%. 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Max it out for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Hold that position. Send the knee back in towards the shoulder, and now let your arms drop down by your side and try not to let that knee pull away from the chest. So really squeezing that knee in as tight as you can. I'm a very good actor, but I can promise you this isn't acting. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let that leg relax. Let that hip just start to open out. As always, we've got 2 legs that we need to work. Now again, a lot of you are sat down, obviously a lot more at the moment. That active hip flexion is really important. Okay, remember, if you're sat in a chair, that's your body weight on the surface. There is no activation in that joint. So we've got to think, getting your hips to be active in that range is really important. So things like resting squats, okay, using something to hold yourself up, drop into the deepest squat you can, try and train your hips in that deeper range and put them through an experience, okay, is what we're looking for. So, other leg. Bring this leg into an active range. So you're driving your knee in as far as you can. All right. Sucking the belly button down. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to really try and feel like that knee is driving as hard as you can. The left heel is pushing away for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and then re-grab the leg with your hands. Okay, so now you're really looking at putting that knee in. Lower back is flat into the floor. The knee gets as close as it can towards your chest and your shoulder. Nice work, guys. Good. That's it. Try and push the other heel away from you. See if you can squeeze that left thigh. Good job, guys. That's it. Now keep breathing nice and shallow with your breaths. All right. So as we really feel the body relax, when you're doing your passive stretches isn't bad, but as long as we're not all we're doing is just passive stretching the whole time. Okay, so passive stretching allows your joints to experience a position that it's not used to being in. Okay, so by breathing, it's almost sending signals of trust. That's why people can't do the splits straight away. Okay, if I was saying to most of you, do the splits, your body is used to being in those positions. But over time, you spend enough time, day by day by day, putting your body into those extreme passive ranges, your body will start to trust the positions and the muscles will start to relax into the positions. So that's what we're trying to do when we're passively stretching here as well. But like I said, we want to train this new range as well. So from here, we're going to start to drive the shin and the knee into the hands. Okay, imagine you're trying to drive that thigh away from your chest. Don't let the hands give the leg an inch. Keep working. That's it. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. 20%, 30%. We're going to get up to 100, 40%, 50, 60, 70. Is that knee in as tight as it can be? 80, 90, 100. Max all the effort for 5, 4, 3, 2. Send the direction of that pulling in with the knee into your chest. Let your arms drop down by your side. Catch that leg. Drive that knee into your shoulder. Drive that left heel away from you. Come on, work hard. You should be feeling that right in that hip, the crease of your hip. Keep pulling your right toes in towards your shin for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good job. Well done. Nice work. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, how many more of these have we got? How long have we got? 12 minutes. That means there's another 16 hip exercises I can fit in that time. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves into a cross, or no, I'm going to go into a bear sit for this position. I'm going to go into a bear sit. Okay, so nice and tall my body. So now, even though I'm opening my hips into this nice open passive range, what I'm actually going to look at is our shoulder, okay, and our spine mobility. Now, just to make you aware, this one is quite tough, okay, this one is quite tough. So what I would advise, I'm sat here on a block. If you've got an option to take your hips just a little bit higher off the floor, whether it be with a block, a couple of those, you know, leather-bound books that you keep on the staircase, okay, whatever it might be, if you can raise your hips up a little bit higher, great. You can even use a cushion, doesn't matter too much. Just noticed our other trainer, Andy, he has a fine selection of yoga blocks that he just pulled out of under his stairs. Namaste, namaste, brother. Right, heel's going to drive down, toes going to turn out, okay? And we are just going to go and grab our shins and push our elbows into the insides of our knees. So we're going to be nice and tall and proud with our chest. So this is quite a good perspective from where the camera is, okay? I don't want your heels to be in here. I want you to try and get your heels out to send the line from the groin all the way into the knees and to keep your body nice and tall, okay? So what we don't want to see here, okay, is in this position, my spine rounded and me holding on for dear life, all right? If that is the case, just send your knees a little bit further away from you rather than having them too tight. But ultimately, you should be able to grab your shins and you should be able to bring your chest up quite proud. So you're using your legs to get this nice flat back. My sit bones aren't going to be sliding under, okay? I'm trying to push them back. So that's going to help, hopefully, lift my chest a little bit higher as well. And even from that position, it's quite a nice, tall, postured position, okay, that we can really start to open our hips out. But as I promised before, this isn't just about your hips on this one, even though your hips will work. So, from that tall position, we are going to go and we are going to take our hands behind the back of our head. All right, I want you to point your elbows at the screen. Okay, so that's your relaxed position. Ask yourself, have you automatically slumped? Okay, can you bring yourself up a little bit taller? Hopefully you can. From there, you are going to go and now pull your elbows to the wall behind you, as far back as you can. Okay, you're then going to slowly lift the hands off the back of the head, but don't let the hands come apart. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring your hands back to the head. Slowly relax the shoulders. So we're working our thoracic extension here. Set that again. Slowly bring the elbows back. Pinch them back together. Chest up proud. Pull the hands off the back of the head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come down. One more time to go. Slowly step back. Big deep breath in. Nice and proud with the body. Keep those knees pushing out wide, those toes out wide, hands off the back of the head for 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep your elbows where they are and now straighten the arms. Reach them out. Squeeze your fists, your thumbs are pointed up. And then we're going to turn our thumbs and our biceps down. We're going to pull the arms back behind us. Okay, until our thumbs are trying to point up to the ceiling, but they're back behind you. Now ask yourself, has your knees dropped in? Has your chest slumped forwards? Are you still tall? You're then going to slowly bend your elbows and you're going to bring your hands to your lower back. Okay? Who's taking big, deep breaths for their hip flexors right now? All right, so chest up nice and proud. Elbows can travel forward so you can round your shoulders, relax. Okay, then we're going to work. Push your elbows away from each other, chest proud. Pull the hands off the lower back, but keep your knuckles pressing together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to your lower back, relax your elbows. Keep it going. Really try and be active. Keep those knees searching out. 3, 2, 1. Elbows back, pinch the shoulder blades, push the hands off the lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it back. Elbows forwards again. We've got one more time to go. Set yourself. Chest up nice and proud. Pull those elbows back. Push those knuckles off the lower back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Send those arms back behind you. Turn those biceps, those thumbs up to the ceiling. Reach those arms all the way up and back. And slowly bring those hands back to the start and relax. Good job. Well done. Holy moly. Right. Give those legs a bit of a shake out. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, last one we're going to finish with is we are going to go and sit on our heels. Okay? If you can't sit on your heels and you've got access to a couple of cushions, okay, I stick a couple of cushions or a towel just underneath the back of your legs. So you can see that I do this here. I've got a little block or 2 blocks that I can put underneath. I don't know where they've gone. I can put underneath my heels just because my back and my knees are a bit of an issue for me. So I'm just sat on my heels here. All right. So for this last one, okay, we're going to focus on our rotation with our spine. So similarly to what we did earlier about this rolling down aspect without our hips shooting back, we're now going to do that, but we're going to create a nice circular movement with our spine without our lower back going into extension. So hands are going to be across our body, elbows are going to be braced down to our rib cage. You're going to squeeze your fists nice and tight. You're going to slowly begin to roll down as far as you can. But obviously your hips can't go anywhere for this one. So you're going to feel this nice rounded position, this really like compact, hugging, okay, this kind of vulnerable, it's almost vulnerable position. All right, we're then going to go and slowly rotate to the left with our shoulders. So you're just going to try and turn your shoulders as far as you can to the left. You're then going to start to lean out to the left. That's it. You're going to start to feel that left side of the body shorten. You're then going to go and travel back into that left shoulder, sucking the belly button in, getting as tall as you can until you're then leaning out to the right. Making a few clicks and cracks in your spine here. Slowly rotate to the right and pull down as you come back into the center. Roll your body all the way back up to the top. We're going to do one more in the other direction. Slowly roll down. Rotate to the right. Lean slowly out to the right. Think about drawing that circle. Slowly reach back. Keep the belly button drawn in. All the way over until you lean into the left. Rotate to the left. Slowly pull down into the center. Roll your body all the way back up to the top. Let's bring our arms out to the side. Let's just start to rotate. Okay, those arms back and forth. Good. Stand yourself all the way up to the top, and we'll do our last little roll down to finish. Okay. So guys, really good work. Okay, we've hit most of the big joints in our body, shoulders, hips. Okay, a little bit of spine. There's loads more to go. Okay, so we've just barely scratched the surface today. Okay, but we're just going to move our spine down. Now, I'm going to show you first, and then I want you to really try and exaggerate the best movement you can with your spine. So watch me first. I'm going to go pinch the shoulder blades, shrug the shoulders up, chin down. I'm going to roll down. Notice that my knees are soft. I'm then going to try and pull my knees forwards, keep my chin tucked down, and exaggerate that roll through my spine. So now slowly begin to roll down through your body, slowly. Show me your best entrance to the Thriller music video. Okay, all the way down. Bend those knees. Soften those knees. Roll your body all the way back up to the top. Feel those hands pull back together. Let's do this a couple of times. Okay, keep that chin tucked under as best you can. So you're trying to send the vertebrae in order into flexion and into extension. Good, just do this a couple of times in each direction. Really bend your knees. Those of you with straight legs at the bottom, bend your knees. And roll your body all the way up to the top. Very good work, guys. Excellent stuff. Give your arms, your legs a bit of a shake out. The one thing I'm going to ask of you today, apart, okay, from making sure that you're going to sign on to the other evolution classes and keep supporting us, is the most important aspect after these classes. You just open up all this new range in your body. Don't now go and sit down for the rest of the day and just lose it all. So, a couple of tips I'm going to give you. Sit cross-legged. Get a cushion on the floor, sit cross-legged. If you're on your laptop, you have to do work, sit cross-legged on the floor. Find a way of sitting on the floor because you'll keep moving the whole time when you do it. Don't just go and stick in one position for the rest of the day because all that hard work you just put on will start to get lost, okay? But we are working, I'm here tomorrow morning for Warrior, and we've got Nick on the ride tomorrow. So just check out the schedule straight away if we can, and then make sure you book on. And also one last question, let us know whether you would prefer this class to be at 12:30 or to stay at 10:30 where it currently is, just so we know with our schedule, because we're all trying to make sure that we can offer the best time and experience for you guys. But thank you very much, guys. You were amazing. Give yourself a round of applause. Spot on. See you later.